All right, I got cut off. Sorry. This is a continuation of what I was just talking about in the other video. I think it just got cut off on accident. Anyway, so once you've gone through a battle, whether it be probate, whether it be a bad relationship where you were being abused sexually or taken advantage of financially or exploited, narcissistic abuse, psychological abuse, whatever, because okay. It's not, and unless a person has been through these kinds of things, and then you're not going to be able to understand. You're not. It's impossible for a person to begin to comprehend what that is like until you've been through it. You can you can read a book about it. You can watch videos about people talking about it on YouTube and whatnot. There's plenty of people who talk about these narcissistic abusers and these demonic things or whatever that show up in your life to try to create chaos and disruption. Okay, and this stuff is real because it's happened to me. It has happened to me, and so I know that it sounds. The problem with a lot of people that I've noticed is that they buy in to propaganda too much. They read into things way too much about a person as far as like your personality, your clothing taste, your music taste, things like that. And of course, they're going to use all that against you to try to create some kind of character about you or some kind of personality type that they think that you are. Based on a lot of things just for your taste, like the kind of food you eat, the kind of clothes you wear, the music you listen to, the kind of car you drive, things like that. So they use all that. It's basically behavior modification, psychological stuff to try to figure out what behavior predictive programming. Based on what the person did 2 years ago, they're going to do this, right? That's behavior modification programming, and that is a big part of what targeted individuals go through because they expect that you are going to repeat the same things that you did in the past. They automatically assume that because you have a certain pattern of things that you've done, that you're probably most likely going to repeat the same patterns again. That's what they think. That's what they assume with this fucking predictive programming, psychological shit. And of course, they surveil you illegally. They monitor you. They have hidden cameras in your house. They fucking spy on everything you do. They hack into your phone, your computer, your email. Everything becomes invaded by these people. And they, of course, work for the fucking government. And they're fucking agents sent by they're demons. And once you start realizing and learning, and I know that I have a lot of people that are going to not like what I'm talking about here, but if you are a person of faith, and you have a spirit of God in you, they see that, they know that, and they don't like that. If you have some kind of a belief in something other than yourself, they don't like that. They want you to be under their control. They want you to be somebody who's going to obey their demands. And it's like some kind of a covenant contract that you never signed with these fucking people and yeah, they are. In my case, I know exactly who the fuck these people are. I don't fucking work for you. I'm not part of your fucking little whatever the fuck it is, covenant thing of gang stalkers or police or fucking government, whatever. No, I'm not. Thank God I'm not. I'm not in the military. I'm not a police officer. I sure as a fuck have no interest in being affiliated with these kinds of people because I have seen for myself how they are and how they behave and how hive-minded and how fucking narcissistic they can be. And what they do, they literally do spells on people. These people don't put it past some of these individuals to try to cast some kind of evil spell on you, to try to get what they want from you, whether it be your money, trying to trade places with you, your personality, your health. They literally want to take over your personality they want you to become somebody who you're not, because these people are basically, they have so much trauma in their own lives. They find other people to leech onto and to attach themselves to, they are energy vampires. They find people who have something that they want, and they're gonna fuck you up and fuck up your life because they want what you have. They're a dark energy force, okay? Everybody has their dark side. I certainly do. I admit it. I have dabbled with the dark side. I research things. I know about the occult. I've messed with Ouija boards in the past. I've explored, researched things about other religions or things, but that doesn't mean that that's what I am. There's a difference between a person researching things and learning about things as opposed to actually doing it, right? But they assume that because you have a book about something, or because you have a candle or whatever, and I've talked about this before in my other videos, that that's what you are. And that's how narrow-minded and hypocritical these people are, is that they think that's what that they have that hive mind mentality that they just cannot get a step away from. They are programmed. They're programmed individuals. They're not really even human. I don't see them as being human. I see them as being programmed, lost souls who have nothing left. They have done so much fucking damage to other people. They have inflicted so much harm and damage, psychological damage and whatnot, and narcissistic abuse, and maybe financial abuse, sexual abuse, things like this to other people, that they're nothing. They have nothing left. They don't have anything to give you, so don't give your energy to these people. And they sure as hell are not going to bring any kind of positivity to your life. If you're trying to heal from abuses from these people, or, you find yourself like, wow, you went through the fucking storm, you survived this shit, and now, and then, you survived. I'm talking about myself. I survived. So I give myself credit for that. I know that I am a strong person. If I could survive that shit, what I have gone through over the past several years, and I know that there's a reason why I'm here still and not dead. I know that I have a purpose here on this planet. Okay, I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. These people, they want you to have a written out plan. Like, you'll notice that these kinds of order follower, narcissistic type people, they do everything according to an agenda. Everything is planned out, strategic, mapped out for them. They do everything so systematically that they can't understand people like myself who follow my own path and do my own thing. That is a threat to these kinds of people, because they can't stand it when people think for themselves, do their own thing. You are a threat to their establishment. You're a threat to the government. You're a threat to their fucking gang stalking program. You're a threat to everything that they represent, which is a narrow hive mind mentality. Me, I'm not like that. I've never been like that. And so therefore, of course, they're going to gang stalk and target people like me, because I'm not one of them, and I'll never be one of them. I never have been, and I never will be. And they know that. And that is why they try to target you and gang stalk you and get you trigger your emotions. And why it's all, like I said, and I've talked about this before, there's a lot of other targeted people who talk about this. It's about react. They want to see you react. They do the shit to target you in public, like at the gym and crap like that, using these flying monkey fucking gang stalkers. With me, there's certain patterns of the people they use to stalk me. I see it, and I just ignore it. They want you to react. It's all about how you react. Are you going to react in a way that they want you to, or are you going to get angry? How are you going to react? Because that is what they're going to use to either as fuel. Okay, you have the choice to completely ignore them, or react. And I am not saying that, every single person who I meet who approaches me is out to get me. No, there's genuinely nice people out there who actually are giving you a compliment that's in a good favor. It's not bad. I know that. I'm not saying that, oh, everybody is looking at me and stalking me and hates me. And no, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that there are definitely certain individuals that will come into your life who you know, because you get that feeling about them for whatever reason. You have that kind of feeling that they make you, something about that person makes you uncomfortable, right? If you spend too much time around them, you feel drained, you feel exhausted, you feel, like something's wrong. There's something about that person that makes you feel a certain way. And if you get those kinds of feelings about people who are in your life or in your home or in your territory or invading your boundaries, which is what they do, then you should pay close attention to that, as that is a direct warning from your higher power speaking to you. This is a warning that they are trying to let you know that that person that you get that feeling about, for whatever reason, whatever person it is, that is a sign from your protector. I don't know whoever you pray to, your saint, your God, whoever. Okay, me, I have God. I believe in God. I'm not a Jesus fanatic. I respect Jesus. I was raised Christian. But I find that I'm more spiritual. I don't really believe in the organized religion thing, but I definitely have learned some lessons from the Bible, for sure, as far as like learning things that I realize that that have some value, as far as like some of these stories in the Bible or some of these verses do have value to me. Lately, and I'm not like on a religious fanatic kick, but I do think that I've learned a lot about like stuff from the book of Genesis, and for example, the curse of Canaan is very interesting. The curse of Ham, the bastard curse is something else that the Bible talks about. And I'm not saying I buy into all this. I'm not saying that it's definitely true. But if it is true to an extent, then people do have a way to repent for your sins and to get forgiveness from God, because God does love you still. It doesn't matter, you're still a child of God. It's not your fault what your parents did, how you were conceived. There's just a lot of stigma and shame to people who, because I believe I'm in that situation myself, born from adultery. I suspect I am. Of course, I'm still being lied to by my mother, who denies it, but it's like, I believe that she's doing that and not wanting me to know the truth, because obviously she feels remorse and anger and shame for what happened, however I was conceived. She promises that Ben Baldwin, and I'm talking more about myself, my situation, she assures me, because I asked her again the other day, I said, now tell me the truth once and for all. I want to know the truth. Is Ben Armistead Baldwin Jr. really my biological father, Kenny? And don't lie to me. I need to know these things. Of course he is. Of course he is. I wish that he weren't, but he is what she said the other day, a couple days ago on the phone, when she's, I'm like, you know what? I just need to fucking know for peace of mind. Once again, I'm going to ask you, is Ben Armistead Baldwin Jr. my biological father, or is Alan Baldwin my father? Which is it? And of course she gets angry and mad because it triggers her emotions. I can understand that it makes her mad. Well, no, I can't understand, because I don't have any kids, and I sure as a fuck don't have any kids out of adultery or wedlock, or from an extramarital affair or whatever. But I can understand that she gets pissed off and triggered every time that topic comes up. But because she's pressuring me so much about fucking dropping this whole legal thing and telling Melinda Luna, just forget it and it's over, and or I'm going to kick you out of that house. They're putting a for sale sign on your house tomorrow. You see how I'm being threatened? And why do they do that? This is an example of, because the closer you are to knowing the truth about something, the more, of course, they're going to get angry, the more they're going to retaliate, the more they're going to fight you, the more they're going to punish you, the more they're going to try to keep you in the dark about what really might be going on. And this is what these people do, because it's about control, it's about whatever. And I do still, deep down in my soul, believe that I'm being lied to, that Alan is my father. Okay? I don't give a fuck what people says. I don't give a fuck what Kenny says. I still feel that he, and I'm looking at the picture of him, is my father. I still believe that. I still will believe that. And, that's, and I look like Peaches. I look so much like his mother, Violet. I look so much like Alan. I look exactly like Peaches, so much like her. The same eyes. And I look a lot like Alan, her son, who I think is my father, my supposed uncle. How could I not? How is it that Kenny is going to still try to convince me that that's not the truth? How the fuck is this woman going to get away with still thinking that I don't know what's going on? But just to make her happy and to get her off my fucking back, and so that I don't get evicted from the house and all the hard work that I've done as far as like trying to build myself up and, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't get any validation from these people. I don't expect to fucking get any validation from her or anybody in her family. Maybe my aunt here and there, but Gwen. But other than that, they don't understand me. They don't appreciate me. They don't give a shit about what I do. No, they don't care. They never have. Because I'm not serving their purpose. I'm not playing. Narcissistic mothers expect their daughters to be an extension of them. And when you are not, when you go against their agenda of what they want you to be, they fight you, and they don't like that. They are narcissistic. I am a product of a narcissist mother. She is very much that way towards me. I don't know what else to call it. She's very narcissistic, controlling, just like her son. Pardon me, I didn't mean to do that on camera, but I'm sorry. I was trying to adjust my bra here. But so, these people, it's about control, it's about manipulation, it's about gaslighting, it's about coercive abuse, it's about sending fucking flying monkeys to gang stalk you, sending handlers into your life to fuck with you and try to keep you under control. It's about exploiting you financially and in other ways that I've talked about as well. But you know what? For me, I think it's finally over. I think that now I don't have to fight anymore. I don't feel like I have to fucking fight and prove myself anymore, because I know what's happened and what's going on. And I don't feel, I make these videos because I make them. And I've been, and to talk about targeted shit and whatnot and about other things in my life. But I'm not trying to get validation necessarily. I'm just doing this for my own therapy in documenting things that have happened. Now, another thing about hoovering. Let me talk about how narcissistic men from your past come back to hoover you after a year, after 2 years, after maybe 3 years. They all of a sudden resurface, contact you again, and act like everything is okay, like they want to hang out with you, they want to date you again. Excuse me? No. If it ended, if they discarded you in the first place and for no reason, because they whatever, don't take, I would suggest that you not take them back and go out with them again and expect that they're going to be different or they're going to treat you better, or that no. I have had 2 individuals in the past month, I guess it's holiday hoovering time of the year, 2 men, 2, who I had been involved with in the past, that these are too many, just ghosted me completely, just left, for whatever reason, never, those kinds of men, which I kind of put in the category of somewhat narcissistic, or they have traits of a narcissistic individual. They're controlling, They're arrogant. Two of them coming back all of a sudden to try to get me re-involved with me or get back into my life in the past month. Now, I guess that's part of the gang stalking, part of this smear campaign, fucking 12-step shit. Well, let's go into Lindsay's past and find out all the men she's been involved with so we can embarrass her and humiliate her and see if she's going to take the bait and go back with an ex or somebody she was involved. That's part of it. You see, they want to see if I'm going to get involved with somebody again from my past which is not going to happen. If something didn't go well the first time around with somebody from your past in a romantic, intimate way, then why in the world would you expect that it's going to be any better? And I'm talking to myself here because I've made the mistake in the past of trying to rekindle a flame with somebody from your past, which never ends up well. It never goes well. It usually ends up getting worse whenever you allow them back, whenever they hoover you to try to come back. The question is, why are they coming back into your life all of a sudden? What is it that they want? Well, I can assure you that if it's a man, he wants sex, or he wants to try to exploit you all over again, or be your handler if you're a woman, whatever. They want something. It's not because they're coming back because they give a shit about you. No, they don't. No, they don't. If they treated you like shit the first time around and exploited you or used you and did mean things to you and were not nice, why are they going to be any better? Unless they've, done some kind of serious therapy or something, they're not going to treat you any fucking better than they did the first time around. So I would suggest that you not allow them back in after. Why is it that they hoover you after 2 years or a year or 3? Why? Because that shows that they're narcissistic. That shows that you are of value. It shows that I'm of value. You see, I already know that. I know that these people come back because I know that I have value. And I know that they lost something good, and that's their fucking problem because that's not my fault. These people lie, they cheat, they can't commit to anybody. They expect you to commit to them even though they're playing the field and screwing whoever, sleeping around all the time. That's what they do. So I would suggest I don't take people back from my past. Once I know that they're fucking lying to me, that they've used me, that they're players, or that they sleep with whoever the fuck they want, and no, I don't go back that way. I don't. It's over. Don't try to come back to me. Don't try to get intimate with me again. Don't try to come to my house. Don't try to take me out on a fucking date, because once it's over, it's over. I've moved on. I am moving on, and I feel fine, and I don't want to get re-involved with anybody from my past who fucked with my head emotionally and psychologically. It's not going to happen this time around. You're not coming back to me. I'm not interested anymore. And that's just it. If somebody is meant to be in your life, then they're meant to be in your life. But don't expect somebody trying to hoover you after they just disappeared and ghosted you, and all of a sudden they come back acting like nothing's wrong, like here I am again, picking up where we left off. No. I personally don't think that's a good idea. I know a lot of people get back involved with their exes after a couple years or 3 years or whatever, but if they left you in the first place and just disappeared and ghosted you and whatever with no reason, no closure, like they do all the time, just disappear, it's because they had other women while they were with you. You were never of any value to them. You were not somebody who they really had any value for. And if they didn't value you in the first place, then they're not going to value you the second time around. They're just not. It's common sense. And this is something that's difficult for a lot of people to wrap their mind around, is that they think that, well, look, the person is coming back. They're contacting me again. They must, they're going out their way to try to find me on Facebook or, whatever. No, you see, it's an illusion thinking that they want to be with you again, that they like. No, it's an illusion. Unfortunately, it's a grandiose illusion that these kinds of narcissistic people have, that they can just recycle everybody from their past and take down a toy from their shelf and just try to fix it and act like nothing ever happened. But what you should do, if that's happened to you, when they come back to hoover you, try to hoover you or get back into your life or whatever, is you need to really think about what happened the first time around with them. Why did it end, and why did they disappear? Why did you think about why it ended in the first place? And then you're going to give yourself closure that you need. You don't need any closure from these people. You can give yourself the closure just by analyzing what happened and really using your memory to realize that they're not coming back because they want you the best for you. They don't. When a person wants the best for you, they're going to stick with you. They're going to stay by your side through thick and thin. They're going to support you. They're not going to just leave you and ghost you for whatever reason because all of a sudden they don't like your hairstyle or your fucking, they're calling you a Satanist or some shit like that. If that's what they did the first time around when they're fucked up and wrong in the head, thinking things about you that are not true, then they're going to come back to punish you. They're going to come back to try to punish you and shame you and get you to be conform to who they want you to be. That is not a relationship. That right there is abuse. That's manipulation, and it's emotional control. And that's what these narcissistic people do, is they come back trying to think that it's okay and, things. No, it's not okay for you to just come back and try to fix and pick up where things. No, it's not okay, because I'm not going through that again. I'm not going to do that to myself because I believe in myself and I have confidence in myself and I respect myself enough to not allow those kinds of people back into my life. So there. I don't want it. I'm not going to let them come back. I have had two men do this to me. Let me tell you, and if they're watching me right now, which they don't even fucking know that I have a YouTube channel, I don't think. But if you are, thank you, but no thank you, is all I have to say. Is it nice try, but no, thanks, but no cigar, okay? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And by the way, at the gym that I go to, another location that I kind of going to again. I've been to it before, but I've started going there more. I got a compliment today by some woman, and I was in the restroom, coming out of the bathroom stall, and I had, of course, my headphones on. And this woman, a lady, a very attractive woman, probably, I don't know, maybe in her 60s, or I don't know how old she was. It could have been in her 50s. She was very kind, very pretty lady, I thought. Had blue eyes, fair skin, kind of light brownish hair pulled back, probably about my height. They're a little taller. She's very friendly. She said she started pointing at my legs and she said, she was talking to me and she's like, "I like your calves." And I said, "Well, really?" I said, "Thank you. I feel kind of insecure about them," because I do. I have insecurities about my calves, my legs, because I feel like they're too muscular in a way. And I personally kind of have, it's not really an insecurity necessarily, but it's something that I don't really like that much about my body. I mean, it's like, I don't know, but I guess I've never had like really rail thin calves. I've always had kind of bigger calf muscles. And I don't know. I guess some people like that, some people don't. I don't know, but to me, it's I don't really know what. But I just told her, I said, "Thank you. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that." But it's kind of weird because I've noticed that at all these gyms that I go to, and this has been happening for years at gyms, and this is no lie. For whatever reason, there's always somebody, either man or woman, male or female. And this has been a pattern for the past, I want to say, however many years I've been going to the gyms. They always compliment my calves. It's always something about, "You have nice calves." And at the other location, it was this black guy, this black man named Charles, who whatever was always complimenting me about my legs or my calves. They always compliment me about my legs or my calves at the gyms, usually. And maybe that's to break the ice or to try to, start a conversation. And I'm not saying it's a mean thing, but sometimes when people say that, you have to be careful because sometimes it's like, what are you really trying to say? Sometimes people give backhanded compliments. Sometimes people will give you a compliment that that there's something kind of weird about it. And with certain people, I can kind of feel that maybe there's something illegit or not genuine about the compliment, that they're doing it to try to get you, to trigger you. And that's kind of what is called a backhanded compliment or backsided compliment. It's not really, it's kind of meant to throw you off or meant to make you question, what are you really trying to say? So, but that's not all. That's sometimes a situation. Not obviously, there's some people who are genuine when they give you a compliment, but I don't know. I find it kind of odd that for this long, I'm always getting compliments about either my legs or my calves by men and women, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm just saying it's kind of strange. It's just something I've noticed, a pattern. And I'm not saying these people are gang stalkers. I'm not saying they're evil or out to get me necessarily, but some people you feel weird, you get weird vibes around, for whatever reason, you just get these kinds of like feelings of weird vibes with certain people. And that's just, in my opinion, that's merely your voice of your higher power or whatever speaking to you. So anyway, that happened today, and I'm just like, now I'm doing better. I'm feeling better now that is finally fucking left me alone and stopped fucking bothering me and leaving me, finally I think that's come to an end, thank God. No wonder with the legal thing ending, of course they disappear because it's all about money and control of these narcissistic people, so of course they're going to disappear whenever you don't, you know what I mean? And of course they find what their new supply that they get, I'm just saying it's the patterns I see in my life and with other people, what they do and how they use you and, so finally I'm feeling like I'm starting to become myself again and recovering and recuperating from all that shit, all that trauma, all that abuse from the past couple years. I mean, slowly but surely I'm starting to become better, and I'm working on healing myself, and it's a process, obviously, when you've been through the narcissistic abusive cycle by family, by people, by men, whatever. It takes time to heal, and you really have to heal from it, from these kinds of abuses. And that's all that I'm going to talk about today. But yeah, I do believe in calling these motherfuckers out, though, for what they do. Don't be afraid to call them out for their shit and name who they are if you have to, because that's the only way that you're going to get any kind of justice. If they've really done you wrong and done damage and exploited you in way, you have to fucking say something, and you have to say it for what it is. That's just my opinion. So there.